Now, welcome back to the Baseball Hut 2. I'm going to talk about more trade rumors. I hope you like that. If you like this kind of stuff, you want to follow this channel. We're going to give you the latest rumors and trades as we get closer to the trade deadline. I know it's early, but there's stuff that does pop around. I'm going to get right into it. And before we get into that, please subscribe to the channel and like this video. Now, we know just a year ago, the trade deadline, we had one for the ages. We had so many players getting moved. Juan Soto, Josh Hader, Raisel Iglesias, Whit Merrifield, Jordan Montgomery, Noah Syndergaard, Luis Castillo. So many guys got moved. And as you know, trades play a critical role in how the teams play and how, in terms of postseason. So you can count on marquee names and even an all-star selection or two being traded during the 2023 MLB season. The trade deadline is Tuesday, August 1st, 2022. And MLB and the players, they have sort of brought in something new with the commissioner decides when we have a trade deadline. Now, there's going to be a lot of sellers. Even months in advance of the MLB trade deadline, executive scouts and analysts are examining the league for potential buyers and sellers in July. Mark Feinsett, I did a video about him. He posted a whole bunch of names earlier, and I'll put the link to that video. But the Kansas City Royals will be moving people. The A's, the Nationals, the Reds, the Rockies, the White Sox. Feinstein's conversations with MLB executives lead him to believe the San Francisco Giants and possibly the Cardinals. We'll see about the Cardinals. They've played a lot better over the last week than they did previously when they decided to move Wilson Contreras off of catcher. Wilson, and then they apologized to him. Wilson, I'm sorry. The New York Yankees, here's a pretty good rumor. The New York Yankees could move Luis Severino. The Yankees have navigated their way into the MLB playoff picture, eliminating circulating MLB rumors that they could be sellers this year. They're not going to be sellers. The Yankees are never sellers. While New York might not take that approach at the MLB trade deadline, executives believe there's another path New York may take. Speaking to Bust Only of ESPN, executives suggested the Yankees could trade starting pitcher Luis Severino for prospects. Poised to be one of the top MLB free agents in 24, Severino has just pitched 18 innings from 2019 to 2022 due to a variety of injuries. While he's an outstanding starter when healthy, his inability to stay on the mound and the likelihood he departs this winter could push the Yankees to consider trading him. If he is dealt for prospects, New York could potentially flip those players to acquire players and improve the team for the 23-24 season. Will Shohei Ohtani be traded? Angels star Shohei Ohtani is one of the best players in baseball and the face of MLB. In the final year of his contract, the expectation remains that he'll leave the Angels in free agency. Even in danger of losing him to the open market, the MLB trade rumors surrounding him suggests the Angels won't move him barring a worst-case scenario. ESPN's Bust Only spoke to an MLB executive in May who shared a strong belief that there's no shot the Angels will even consider trading him unless they completely collapse before the August 1st deadline. They're kind of skulking around the 500 mark. I don't see them moving him considering the fact that they have Mike Trout there. They made a lot of moves in the offseason bringing in these role players to help them. So I don't see that happening. The Kansas City Royals could be willing to trade Aroldis Chapman. The Royals sit near the bottom of the MLB standings at their last in the American League Central, and are already fielding inquiries from teams around the league. And Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic disclosed in early March that multiple teams called Kansas City about Chapman's availability. I would assume that the New York Mets had asked about him, and they're probably asking about him again. He's expected to be traded this summer, with the Royals taking advantage of playoff contenders seeking high-end relievers. The more intriguing development is that the Royals already are receiving calls on Aroldis Chapman, according to Major League sources who were granted anonymity so they could speak candidly. So that's interesting. That's an interesting kind of story, isn't it? Let me read you something else. It's about the screw-up that the Cardinals did, or how they look at things now. Following Yadier Molina's retirement, the Cardinals began exploring the market for a catcher to replace him. The Oakland Athletics floated Gold Glove Award winner Sean Murphy and trade rumors, receiving immediate interest from teams including the Cardinals. However, St. Louis backed off their pursuit, with Ken Rosenthal writing on May 8th that they didn't believe Murphy would meet their expectations for the position. Uh-oh. That's not too smart. Uh-oh. That's a screw up. Instead, the Cardinals signed Wilson Contreras to a 5-year deal worth $87.5 million. However, just a few months after making him one of the highest paid players at his position, the Cardinals moved Contreras away from catcher because they were unsatisfied with how he was handling the pitching staff. And then about a week and a half later, I'm sorry, Wilson. We'll put you back behind the plate. And they hit 7 home runs on Thursday night against the Dodgers, I would mention. It allowed the Atlanta Braves to acquire Murphy, and they signed him to a 6-year, $73 million, talk about underpaid, contract extension. The 28-year-old catcher is now playing at an MVP caliber level, while the Cardinals' pitching staff is struggling, and there's a long-term uncertainty at catcher. Well, no, not really, because in all likelihood, he's moved back there. Now, a couple of candidates. I'll go run through some names real quickly. Tim Anderson, Dylan Cease, Lucas Giolito, Yasmani Grandal, all from the White Sox. Aroldis Chapman, Salvador Perez, Zach Greinke, Mark Hanna. Mark Hanna. They got this list all screwed up. This is an old list. They have on here. Mark Hanna, he's with the Mets. Brent Rooker, Dom Smith of the Nationals, Joey Meneses of the Nationals, Hunter Harvey of the Nationals. I don't see him moving anywhere. Carl Edwards Jr., Jack Flaherty, Jordan Montgomery, Tyler O'Neill, Paul DeJong. These Cardinals, just hold out on them. From the Reds, Will Myers, Jake Fraley, and Alexis Diaz. I don't think Diaz is getting moved. But these are some names that are going to pop up over the next few weeks and next 2 months, really. So you let me know what you think about this video. And, of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut 2. Thank you, and I'll see you later.